Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Jester?
Here.
Ms. Romeo? Here. Ms. John? Here. Mr. Sharon?
Here.
Colonel Hossenlaw?
This evening, when Dr. Muntz put the Martin Luther King program together this year, she, I won't say happened upon, but she called upon a young man to perform and provide for that program a rendition of Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech. Since that evening, all I have heard are the accolades of what a magnificent job he did. And I thought, since February is Black History Month, what a wonderful time to bring him to a board meeting and let him share with us, and he was quite willing to do that. So if I may, I would like to introduce to you Mr. Simeon Hughes. Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
He is going to do Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, and the floor is yours, sir.
First, giving honor to God, my family. Without God, none of this would be possible. I wouldn't be able to do this. I want to thank this month for allowing me to do this. Mr. Beecham, board members. Here we go. I Have a Dream by Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these things to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners, will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a desert state, sweltering with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that one day, my 4 little children will live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the contents of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in the state of Alabama, whose governor's lips are presently dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, will be transformed into a situation where little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls, and they will be able to walk together as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, every mountain and every valley shall be exalted. Every hill shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith with which I return to the South. With this faith, we will be able to heal out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with a new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. So let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Snow Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And when we allow this to happen, when we let freedom to ring, when we let it to ring from every village and every hamlet, every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last. Thank you.
Mr. Hughes is in the 8th grade at Eisenhower Middle School. I don't know that I have the vocabulary to express how impressive that is. It just simply is a very, very wonderful gift you have, and we thank you so very much for sharing it with us this evening. And we hope that in some way, as you go through our schools, that we can help you use those gifts to the fullest, because you're going to definitely make a difference in this world, sir. Thank you again for coming. I hope you noticed there were no notes, there was no cards or anything. He, very impressive young man, very impressive young man.
Okay, we have an architect's report?
None this evening.
Departmental report?
No, sir.
Your report.
Thank you. Under item 7A this evening, I would like to ask you to consider and take action regarding a project with Leadership Lawton. Several months back, Leadership Lawton approached me about doing a project at Eisenhower Middle School, and as you may know, there's a section or a stretch of road behind the school that is in very great need of repair. I should say it's in a great state of disrepair. I think we found a few Volkswagens lost in those potholes that are back behind there from the size. But they wanted to assist us in doing that, so provided some information for them, and that is about a $200,000 project. They have gone to work and are attempting to get donations and secure commitments from our community. Already have a donation to come in and take out the existing road and lay a base for the new road. But in order to do this, it will require that the district also participate in this. So looking at this project, it would be my recommendation to you that we make contingent upon their ability to get the donations and raise the funds on their part, that we make up to $100,000 available to do this. This money is already available in the sales tax project for improvements at Eisenhower Middle School. And quite honestly, because of the way that school is situated, that road is an integral part of getting in and out of that facility, and one that is used just continuously. So it would allow us to complete this project for about 50% of the normal cost, which is a pretty good way to do a project. If you can get things done and only have to spend half the money it takes, that is an excellent bargain for us, and certainly one that I would recommend we take. And again, it's contingent upon things coming together, but a lot of hard work by Leadership Lawton to do that. Mrs. John, anything you'd like to add to the Leadership Lawton aspect of it?
No, I just know that they're going to be working really hard to get this project done, and it's going to be their project for this year, and they'd like to name the road 23 Leadership Lane.
That is the only stipulation they put on the project. They would like to name it, this is the 23rd Leadership Lawton class, so they would like to name that stretch of road 23 Leadership Lane. Too much alliteration there for me.
Would the road be built of asphalt?
It would be an asphalt road. Currently, the way it has been designed, our architect, one of the architects we're working with, Stan Lewis, has done some drawings for us at no charge so that we could see and get in terms of materials and the way it needed to be structured. So we've got a lot of people trying to help us here, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to seize. And again, there's absolutely no risk, because if it doesn't come to fruition, we've not taken any money out of the bank. So, but I can tell you, based on what I've heard, seen, and know, I believe this group will pull it together.
I do too. Move for approval.
Second. Any discussion? Call roll, please.
Mr. Jester?
Yes.
Mr. Sherem?
Yes.
Ms. Ronio?
Yes.
Ms. John?
Abstain.
Item 7B, in my infinite wisdom last meeting, I gave you an inappropriate date for a hearing. I gave you a date that was within 30 days of that meeting, and it should have been within 30 days of the day we sent notification to the employee. Therefore, the date I gave you and we settled on, the 21st of February, is outside the statutory parameters for having this particular hearing. So we need to reschedule it. I think at this point in time, through communications with you, that February 12th looks like the most opportune date at this moment. We will do that hearing. I'm recommending we have that hearing on February 12th at 5 p.m. in this room for the purpose of considering my recommendation to terminate the employment of Carmen Judith Padilla as a special ed teacher assistant.
Do you need a motion for that?
I do, please.
Move for approval.
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. John?
Yes.
Mr. Sherem?
Yes.
Ms. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Jester?
Item 7C is, to me, an exciting thing. We are required by law to develop a district technology plan. Mr. Duane DelVecchio has led our efforts in that area, and I would ask if Mr. DelVecchio would give you a quick overview of the plan this evening. You received it under separate cover with your documents. We will be putting the plan when it is finally adopted on our website, so it will be available to the public and they can review it as well. But Mr. DelVecchio, if you would give us a quick overview of this.
Okay, good evening. One of the things that the district is required by the State Department is to annually check the district technology plan and see if it's up to date. Are we going, kind of making plans for the future? Are we going what we're doing and things like that? Ours was near the expiration point for a 5-year plan, so we wrote a new one. And this one, we created a district technology team. Representatives, 7 from secondary schools, 1 from each elementary zone, 2 at large from elementary. So we had 7 and 7, and we had 5 district administrators also on that team and 1 outside public member to get communications from the public and things like that. Together, we've sat down for the last 3 months and looked over what other districts are doing, what they're saying, and their technology plans. We also have to have this technology plan approved for E-rate funding, which gives us it pays for our internet, some of the telecommunication things. And so it was basically time to make a whole new one. So we scrapped the old one, got a lot of input from a lot of people. We went to the past, gave you a little history on how we have been with technology to the present, and then we are dreaming for the future. What are we wanting? What do the trends look like? And so we have the present and our future trends hopefully put into here. We're just asking for approval from y'all so we can submit it to the state. This technology plan doesn't just die with this thing. The committee will then start meeting twice a year to address any concerns with new technology, see where we are with this plan. Are we adhering to it? And they're kind of our enforcement of it. And let's stay what we said we're going to do, enhance it if need be, and keep looking to the future for technologies. Any questions, please? Yes.
Will doubling the bandwidth help with the test taking?
It will quite a bit, yes. Right now we have the capabilities of about 2,500 computers on our on the bandwidth for our district. We currently have 5,000 computers on there, so a doubling will get us right up to 100%, which is better than what we were. There are plans right now that we are entertaining with another company and looking to putting in our own fiber network. We personally will own touching every school. When we do that, we'll be virtually unlimited bandwidth.
Oh, great.
And that will then take away all the restrictions we have to do during the testing and things like that.
Will that also include an upgrade for the parent portal?
Yes. All things that connect to our networks and stuff would see a marked increase.
Okay.
When will we have some sort of confirmation on that, or how far are we in the discussion process?
We still have at least a couple of years because we are tied to AT&T with contracts.
Okay.
And the contracts have to expire before the new thing can be done, but we're in the process of talking about things so that if things do move that way, we have something underneath us to pick us up when that happens.
Would we have to bury new fiber optic lines?
Yes, it will. Not always, no. Yeah, we can use existing lines that are aerial.
Okay.
Some parts of town must be buried, so those areas would be underground. I think it's about a 37 63, something like that, percentage across the district, 63 aerial, 37 variable.
Have the document giving the architecture of how that would be done that we've been working on for about the last 15, 16 months. And as you said, because of a contractual agreement with AT&T, we still have 2 more years from this March 1st until our AT&T contract expires. However, the construction of this network will take approximately a year to start with. So, and it will be funded by E-rate, and we've been working with a particular vendor that is willing to actually come in. It will take us 5 years to pay for the network, but it will only service LPS, and it will belong to us. And so we will not be sharing with anyone the bandwidth, and it is only limited by the equipment that you place on the ends of the fiber optic network. So we, as the move to the future, it's really the only, I shouldn't say the only way to go, but it is certainly the most economical and efficient way. But it will take us about 2 years to get to fruition in doing that. But I hope to present that plan to you. We're working our E-rate for next year already, and so I hope to present that to you and make you familiar with it so that in the future, hopefully you'll adopt it and we can put this thing on the fast track, because certainly as testing moves toward online status across the board, we are going to have to ramp it up, and there's no reason to pay someone else exorbitant fees to do it when we can be the beneficiary of that type of a system of our own. So I think we have a good plan for you. Mr. DelVecchio has done an outstanding job getting things together, and I see this being just a win-win. But again, we're taking it step at a time rather than just trying to
Duane, I know that in the future they're looking at, even our state is looking at perhaps going with some new type of technology where the child can download most of their assignments, do some of their assignments online. Will this bandwidth cover that for our students?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. We're talking
unlimited possibilities.
Yeah, it's unlimited light speed stuff, you know.
Right.
Okay. No more constrictions.
Good to know.
When they were trying to explain it to me, which is a tough thing to do when it comes to technology because I'm pretty illiterate at that, but the explanation that was coming forward is that each building will have virtually the same capability that we currently have as a district.
Wow.
So it gets exponentially bigger than...
Not that we wanted to, but we would have enough bandwidth to actually be our own service provider and offer downtown internet service. You know, that
would be
thing. No, it's ours, but it's that much, you know. So we'll be going from 2 miles an hour to 55,000 miles an hour, that kind of leap. So it will be such a substantial increase that it will not be a concern anymore, and that will be something really great for us.
As far as the E-rate funding goes, is there any window of opportunity that we have to be aware of? I mean, if we wait too long, can we lose?
Yes. You have to make application within a particular time frame. You have to make implementation once they approve it within a certain time frame, or then you have to reapply. If you don't, it goes away. We are, as I currently writing for the next year, as I visited with you a couple of months ago, we have just received the one we wrote last year. We received notice on it. So you're always about a year and a half to 2 years behind in the E-rate, but it's a great opportunity. The funding level that we receive would indeed virtually pay 100% of the cost of doing this when we get to that point, or 90% of the cost of doing it, I believe is where we fall. This year, I believe they paid 93%. Every year it's a little bit different, but it's a tremendous opportunity and something, if we don't take advantage of, we're Stone Age. Yeah, we're just not going to be where we need to be for our kids and for our staff and for our parents.
Any other questions, please?
Appreciate your work on this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good work.
Move for approval.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Ms. Romeo?
Yes.
Mr. Sharam?
Yes.
Ms. John?
Yes.
Mr. Jester?
Yes. Do you have any items we need to remove from the consent agenda tonight?
Move for approval?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Ms. Ronio?
Yes.
Mr. Sharon?
Yes.
Ms. John?
Yes.
Mr. Jester?
Yes. Are we to the executive session?
We are.
We have proposed executive session, I think we need to go into tonight.
I'd like to move for approval to go to executive session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Sharon?
Yes.
Ms. John?
Yes.
Mr. Jester?
Yes.
Ms. Ronio?
Yes.